So today I'm going to show you guys how to make the Jedi Temple Guard Pike Saber. So start by taking a wrapping paper roll, and then you just want to cut out a couple pieces that are 6 inches long, and then cut that piece in half. And then on the two halves, you want to cut off the ends at a point. And then one of them will be a little shorter than the other. And eventually you're going to glue one over the other, but we're not going to do that quite yet. So take a thin wrapping paper roll, and I want to round it with black tape to hold it in place. So then lay the shorter of the pointed cardboard pieces and mark off where the bottom sits. You'll do that to both sides, so then cut another piece of wrapping paper roll that's the length where the two marks are. And then you're just going to cut that in half and leave a little couple of wings on the top. Paint the center of the long thin roll copper, and then get some silver adhesive foil. You're going to wrap the silver adhesive foil around that piece of cardboard with the wings. Trim off the excess. So you end up with that. And then you're just going to lay that down and glue the copper part of the thin tube right onto that and glue it up around there, so that you got half of it silver and half of it copper. Just like that. And then the cardboard pieces, give them 3 coats of school glue and let them dry in between each coat, and then paint them metallic gold. Now, and a little bit on the inside as well, most on the outside. Now you can see the wrapping paper lines on them, but I just left them because I don't think it looks that bad. So then take a rectangle of 3mm craft foam, and you just want to wrap that just so it covers the edge of where you put the silver. You'll do that on each side. And then take another piece, and you want to set that back just a little bit so that the one on the bottom shows up a little bit. Do that to both sides again. And then take 2 pieces of foam and wrap them around the very end of the tube on each side. And then paint some metallic silver. You only need just a small strip because the rest will be covered. So then take your gold pieces and you'll glue it so a little bit of the silver foam shows up. And then you'll take the shorter piece and you're going to glue that to the outside of that. So you'll glue it to the foam on either end, and that'll hold it in place. And you'll do that to both ends of the saber. And then I took some more black electrical tape and I cut it into thin strips, and I laid one on the end of one of the long pointy pieces, and then flip it over and stick one kind of toward the center of the shorter piece. You can also paint these on, but I like the tape because it gives it a very precise edge. And then put a second one right next to that. And then on the long piece again, stick a red gem right in the center, and do the same thing to the other end. Then cut 4 little pieces from some kind of electric green cardstock. You're just going to glue one on one side, and then roll it over, and glue one on the other side, and then the other 2 pieces you use for the other end of the lightsaber. So then take 2 flat beads, and just glue the smaller one onto the bigger one, and paint that black. And while that's drying, cut some gold adhesive foil, and stick that onto the longer pointy piece. You do that to both sides of the saber, of course, but then go around the lines of the gold foil with some metallic gold puffy paint to give it some dimension, just like that. And again, do this to both sides of the saber. Now that black piece you just painted, this only goes on one side of the saber. So it goes right on the side, and you don't do this on the other side, just this side. And so there is that. That's what the details on that look like. And so here is what the full finished lightsaber looks like. And a close-up of all the different details on both sides. Again, there's the little black button that's only on one side. And you can see the copper in the center of the handle, and then if you spin it around, it's got the silver on the back side. And so that's the entire lightsaber. So Happy New Year, may the Force be with you, and I will see you next week in 2021.